Hi, my name is Lila, and then everyone's going to introduce themselves.
I'm
I'm
Allie.
Vivian.
I'm Aria.
So we all go to high school together, and what we're going to talk about today is Fairtrade. So the first thing we want to talk about basically is what is Fairtrade, just to establish a baseline. Does anyone want to answer like what Fairtrade is? Just a general answer.
Fairtrade is like a set of regulations and stuff. So it basically is for companies to uphold Fairtrade certified. They can't have child labor. They have to have a fair wage. So it's basically just making sure everything is fair and just in the labor.
Yeah. So essentially, if a company is fair trade, it like promotes sustainable ways of life and stuff like that. So like obviously the big ones are like no child labor, slave labor, that kind of thing. But what we are working on at like a high school level was making our school fair trade certified. And it was a pretty long process that we're going to detail later in this video. So the next question I have is how did you individually find out about fair trade and what made you interested in doing something about it?
Our teacher had a speaker come in, and she used to work in a child labor factory, and now she works in fair trade and tries to promote it and spread her story. So we found out about it through there. And like I'd heard about it before, but that's when it really stuck with me, and I decided like I want to do something about this. And we all decided that. Vivian, we should start a club now. So.
Yeah. Does anyone want to talk about what her business was? Like what she does?
It was in Nepal, and it was a fair trade clothing thing where local women would sell clothing so they could escape the like big factory labor in the sweatshops.
I think we were really lucky because we were introduced to it because of our AP World History teacher, Anne Michelle Boyle. But she's one of the most like motivated people I think any of us have ever met, and she did a really, really good job introducing us to the subject. And she's actually our club sponsor, and she's supported us from when it was just like 4, 5, or 6 of us. We were all freshmen at the time that wanted to make a difference, and we were really lucky to find a mentor in her. So basically, off what Ali said is we went to the presentation, and then we talked to her, and then we talked to our teacher, and we decided that we wanted to do something to help support fair trade. And so our first plan was to create a club to hopefully get more people aware of the subject so we could make a better impact on our school. Let's first talk about how we made our school fair trade certified.
Yeah, so first we had to create the club, and then once that got up to about, I think you need a committee of about 5 members. And then after that, you also need to have fair trade products available in your school. I think it's 2 items. And after that, I think
we had to host events, right? It was like
we had one
year.
Yeah, and you also had to attend at least one fair trade event, and we helped out at World Fair Trade Day downtown.
And a conference too.
Yeah, so once we got fair trade certified, we were lucky enough to be invited to the World Fair Trade Conference. So that was last year, and it was actually held in Chicago, which was really great for us. So a group of us went with Miss Boyle, our teacher, and actually 2 of our members spoke at the conference, which was really, really cool. So we got to meet a lot of great contacts and people that we've used for other events. So the process, it wasn't, I think we thought it was going to be a lot harder than it was, which I think is something that a lot of viewers could take out of this, because it wouldn't be that hard for you to make your school fair trade. I think the most important thing is to find a teacher that's supportive of your cause and then grow your membership. We started off with like 5 or 6 of us, and we had a club fair at our school to have people sign up, and now we have like 20, 30 members on our email list. And they don't even have to come to all the meetings as long as they're helpful to like support it and sign petitions and come to events and stuff like that. That really helps. So we understand that as high school students, it's hard, or college students, it's hard to be involved in things. So how would you recommend young people support fair trade?
Well, obviously, there's a lot of fair trade products out there that are available. Probably the most prominent ones are chocolate and coffee. So even if you don't like only buy fair trade, even supporting those businesses is really helpful. And also just kind of thinking about how you can be more sustainable every day, like think about the environment, and also supporting companies that treat their workers fairly.
Yeah. Like bouncing off what Aria said, a lot of really just the important work is just kind of letting the people around you know about fair trade, because then you're spreading awareness for it. And also, if you have like a local part of your community works in fair trade, like there's a fair trade club or just something like that, joining that, helping out. And if there isn't one, maybe start one. But mostly just a lot of the work is just supporting fair trade businesses, because a lot of them are small local businesses. And
Yeah.
even like a lot of fair trade can be kind of pricey, but there's also more ethical options. Like you can upcycle clothes, you can borrow clothes from other people, like do like a clothing swap, you can go to the thrift store. Like there's lots of ways to just not promote fast fashion.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with Ali. I would say for beginners or for people just starting out, I would say the easiest way is just to start shopping at thrift stores more. You know, there's nothing, you don't have to like switch 100%, like there's no black and white. But helping support fair trade any way you can is great, and thrift stores are a great way to do that. Personally, I would say, yeah, I agree with Ali on the whole thing is if you can just raise awareness, because honestly, I think one of the biggest things, a lot of people don't know what fair trade is. And once you like explain it in like 2 minutes, like I've never met anyone that doesn't want to support it, because it's ending child labor, and it's promoting sustainable practices, and it's helping save the earth. Like it's not a bad, like it's such a good thing that if you can get involved at all, and just even if you tell one person about it, you're already helping. I think that's one of the most important things. So with that in mind, how would you advise fellow students to start clubs or to help make their school fair trade certified?
I would just say to reach out, like find a teacher who will like help your club, and also reach out to the fair trade community, because a lot of the support that we got was within the community itself. Like we got chocolate and coffee, and kind of if you can like tell students like, oh, like we have chocolate or coffee, then you can also get them to like sit and listen about your club and the message. So I would say just reaching out is really important.
Yeah. I think one of the coolest things we've seen is just the amount of support we got from the community, because like especially at the conference, people were so welcoming, and they were so happy that we were so young and we were doing something like this. So for like some of the events that helped get us fair trade certified, we didn't have to spend any money of our own, and we could just like donate the profits, because we were, especially from like local fair trade businesses, we got coffee donated, we got chocolate donated. And I think that that's amazing, because it requires you not to have funds and stuff like that, which means that anyone can start something like this as long as you can find people that are also interested in it.
And also just like even educating yourself. There's so many people who have spoken like online in videos and stuff, and there's so many websites that just kind of talk about the ideas behind fair trade. So people can always go and check those out if they want to learn more.
Yeah, there's a documentary, I forget what it's called, but I remember I watched it and it was really influential. It's on Netflix, I think.
Yeah. So I would say, especially for students that want to get involved, during quarantine, it's a great time to educate yourself, and it's a great time to plan and to reach out with your friends. Even if you can't, you can also support, there's a lot of online fair trade businesses that you could order from during this time, fair trade restaurants you could get food from, or restaurants that use fair trade ingredients. So I just think that it's the little things you can do right now when you're this young, and they lead to much bigger things. So with that in mind, that's all we have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching.